start off with a question to you, Richard, because we're talking about changing business models, but surely your enterprise is very hard to do that. I mean, you are about building a huge construction project, and then a whole bunch of people fly from all parts of the world to attend it, and then they all go home again. Surely it is one of the most unsustainable things that one could possibly do.
When we won the bid, we said we're going to deliver the greenest and most sustainable games ever. Which is quite daunting, although when you look back at Athens and Beijing, we've probably not got too much competition from those two countries. And just to give you an idea of sort of what we're achieving on the ground, we've demolished a number of buildings from the former site. 98% of the materials from those buildings are being reused back in the project. 97% of the waste from the construction project is being recycled and reused. We're sourcing all our timber from legal and sustainable sources.
Tim, from Guardian News and Media, how big a change to your business model do you think the sustainability agenda is going to drive?
I think the media industry generally has woken up to this, as has every industry. And the question always is to the extent to which you can lead and the extent to which it's dangerous to get too far ahead. And was mentioned, Malin, you mentioned earlier, George Monbiot, who writes for us regularly, who's, if you like, right at the front of the queue. And what we're constantly trying to do is keep up with those people at the front, but not leave people behind at the back. And you just have to acknowledge that people move at different paces.
Gerard, from Amarach's point of view, what sort of trends are you seeing in the way that people are telling you about how they view sustainability and what they are likely to do about it?
The marketing people we deal with, they're in a trap. They're in a pricing trap. They've been, for 2-3 years, cutting prices, doing buy one, get one free offers. They've dug themselves into a hole where they've actually educated consumers in Ireland to think just about price. By emphasising price, we're undermining the value, particularly the value created through the sustainable strategies of many of the companies operating in Ireland and elsewhere. The companies that align sustainability around those basic needs that people have about multiplying value in their lives, they're the ones that actually are going to succeed. They're the ones that are going to get out of the pricing trap, for example.
Roger, are we talking about a real paradigm shift here in business, or is this only still an incremental step?
If we're going to truly transform business into a sustainable future, we need to reset money, economy, and our understanding of profit. I have here a £20 note sterling and a €50 note. Interesting question, if you had to keep these for 5 or 10 years, which one would you choose? But the point of holding up these props is that on the €50 note, there is no promise. On a £20 note, it says under the words Bank of England, I promise to pay the bearer on demand the sum of £20. So money is simply a promise we trust. Companies do not make money. They either keep or break promises. If they keep promises, we trust them. If they break promises, we don't trust them.
My question is for Sir Stuart Rose. Bearing in mind our subject today of looking at what transformation is required to make business more sustainable, can you talk a little bit more about the cultural and behavioural change that has taken place in Marks & Spencer to make Plan A the success it really has become?
What's very encouraging is that if you look at the whole issue about climate change or sustainability over the last 10 or 15 years, it was not on the map, it would not get in the newspapers. It's in the map, in the newspapers. We're all sitting discussing it here this morning, 15 years later. Young kids get taught it every day at school. You go home and leave the tap on when you're brushing your teeth. Your son or your daughter says, Dad, why are you doing that? You have a bath, not a shower. They say, why don't you have a shower? You know, the older people are getting it because they've got time to go online and they've actually discovered what a chaos they've now got to face. It's only us guys in the middle, girls and guys in the middle, who don't get it because we're too busy thinking about making more profit, Roger. Consumers want to go green. Staff understand the importance of going green in the broadest sense. What they don't want to do is for it to cost more money. I think in our business we've demonstrated you can do it more cheaply. Government. So business which interface, whether it's a consumer business that I run or a business making widgets, businesses actually are closer to consumers than governments are, and therefore business has to do it. It has to come from leadership in the business. It has to show that it's the right thing to do, and once you do that, the staff go with you.
How do you tread the fine line to ensure that you don't end up sort of getting into this whole false green claims, greenwashing territory?
I think it's simple. You don't make claims that aren't true. I mean, I think it starts at a very simple point, which is it's a bit like in We Trust. I mean, the truth is the truth. And I think as long as we don't fall into the trap of thinking we're going to be perfect and therefore, you know, we're not going to talk until everything is perfect, then we can go out and say, look, we've done this, we've got to correct that, and the transparency that goes with it. I think it's as simple as that.
Can you please thank all of these speakers?